Hi, this is Lance Wilkins and welcome to this QuickBooks training video. We're looking at QuickBooks Enterprise and the new features and improved features that have come out with the version 12 product that is for the year 2012. And so the first thing we're going to look at are some of the inventory changes. Actually, just about all of the major changes for Enterprise have been in the area of inventory. There have been other changes to other QuickBooks products, the Pro and Premier versions. Those are available, of course, in Enterprise as well, but those that are specific to Enterprise are the ones that we want to look at in this video, and those are pretty much centered around inventory. To start off, I'm going to open the Inventory Center, which is new for QuickBooks 2012. That's also available in the Premier version. It's not just Enterprise, but there's something different about the Enterprise version that I want to show you, and that is the image here. So your parts in QuickBooks Enterprise can now have images. Now, unfortunately, this is the only place that they're visible is here in the Inventory Center as part of the inventory list, but it's certainly a great improvement from before, and I can double click on this and I can bring up a much enlarged version of the image to see what that part looks like and if the one that I'm selling actually is the right part. So that's a nice enhancement. The other things that we want to look at, we're going to start on the Preferences menu. So I'm going to go to Edit and Preferences. Okay, here we are in Preferences, and on the Company Preferences tab, here are our preferences that have to do with inventory. Now, before we get to advanced inventory, I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. I want to point out this section right here in the middle. There we go, down here, this section that says Enhanced Inventory Receiving. Now, there's nothing really here except for a link to information now, and that's because I've turned this option on in this sample file. And what this option does is it separates the bill form from the receive items form in QuickBooks. Now, if you've used these forms, especially the receive items, you know that you can receive items without creating a bill in QuickBooks, and then when you later create the bill, that receive items form is gone because they are actually one and the same transaction. It just modifies in QuickBooks, and you don't have that history, and that's been a problem for QuickBooks users in the past. Now we no longer have that limitation, because you can see here on the home page that there's no longer a link between the receive items and the pay bills. So once we go to enter the bills, then we keep that receive items information and that history that we had before. Now, some of the other things that we want to look at in the Enterprise, in the realm of inventory, is going to have to do with the Advanced Inventory feature. Now, Advanced Inventory, we've actually had that for a couple of years. It is an extra add-on. There is a fee for that, and that's where a lot of the changes have come about with version 12. I'm going to click this Advanced Inventory Settings button right here, and the top portion of this is multiple sites, multiple inventory sites. We've actually had that for a while. You can track your inventory in more than one location. So I could have a couple of warehouses, I could have a warehouse and a storefront, and I could track the inventory in each of those locations. What's new is what follows after that. And this first section is lot numbers and serial numbers. So we can track inventory by lot or serial numbers in QuickBooks now. You can only use one or the other. You pick lot numbers, you pick serial numbers, you can't have both. In the sample file here, you notice that I have picked lot numbers to enable in the sample file, and that adds a column into my purchase and selling transactions so that when I sell or buy inventory, I can specify the lot number that belongs to, which helps in a recall situation or somewhere where I need to track perhaps even an expiration date. I can create lot number 23 with a certain expiration date. And while certainly an expiration date feature would be more robust, the lot number would at least help me with that. Something that we have not had before. It's a beginning feature, so I don't think that it's tied down quite as much as it might be in the past. So just as a quick warning, you could have more lot numbers than you have inventory on hand. There's not real tight integration there. So I think that's going to be improving over time, but at least it's a start, and it is a good start. This last section here on the screen is FIFO. So now, instead of just using the default costing method for inventory in QuickBooks, which has always been average cost in the past, there is, with the advanced inventory feature in Enterprise, there is the option of using first in, first out inventory. That's going to be huge for a number of QuickBooks users. Now, these features, if you're using QuickBooks and you're using the inventory feature already, a couple of these can cause a big change, especially this FIFO setting. So before you change something like that, you want to check with your accountant and be sure you're good with where your numbers are and what date you want to make those changes, because they will, or they do have the capability of changing prior period numbers, and you really don't want to do that. One other quick thing that I will mention, and that is there is now a feature to update costs and prices in QuickBooks Enterprise. So if I go to purchase an item and I really change the cost, let's just change this dramatically here, then I get this message here, which allows me to set the new cost default for my purchase forms. If I want to, will also allow me to reset my selling price. If I want to say, okay, based on the old markup, your selling price is way out of whack now. With this new cost, you want to reset this, and this will give me a number of options in order to do that. I'm not going to go through that whole process because I'm trying to keep this short, but that is a big feature that is now available in QuickBooks version 12. So like I said, that's a real quick overview on what's here and what's new. Hope that's helpful, and thanks for watching the video.